This question is, do you see any relationship between having a positive culture in your office and safety? Is there any link between culture and safety in the office?
I think so.
All right.
Absolutely.
You work together as a team.
You have to build the culture within the organization for everybody to welcome that actual activity. Nobody likes the idea, and the culture hasn't built it into the program, then nobody's going to agree with it.
You got to work together as a team to ensure that it's, put in place and kept in place and updated to the OSHA standards and everything to make sure everything's.
So if you have a ho-hum office culture, people are kind of down and moping around, how could that negatively affect your safety in your office?
They're not going to want to do it.
They're not going to want to do it. So, for example, they may not do the housekeeping. They may open a drawer and have somebody walk into it, have wires or cords out where people could trip. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Trying to determine if people think that there's a link between the culture of an organization, whether people feel supported and motivated to come to work and listened to and all those things, link between culture and safety. So since you're one of our environmental folks back here and you guys deal with a lot of, like safety issues and that kind, I thought I'd come ask you.
Yes, I believe it's definitely a link because if you come to work motivated and happy with your coworkers and the environment in general, you'll be a little bit more apt to see safety defaults, the problems that affect that around you. You're able to see that, and I agree. Yes.
And maybe more motivated to speak up if you feel like you're listened to.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to, that's another thing, being motivated and ambitious. Sometimes they don't work side by side. Often you can be ambitious, but then you lose your motivation if the culture is not good in the atmosphere that you're in.
And then you might not be as eager to speak up and say, hey boss, I found a safety violation.
Right, or either I think you just don't be aware of things that's around you, that's happening, small little safety things. You may see big safety issues, but the small things is what really get you in trouble. And I don't think if the culture is not just right or the harmony is not good, then you will have problems. And then things will become overlooked, and then that leads to other things.
Okay. Now, tell me who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Dallas.
Dallas? Over the Lions? You're not even predicting your Lions?
No, I'm not predicting the Lions this year.
Hey, boss. Hey, could I please talk to you about something serious? I have a safety issue I'd like to talk to you about.
Ooh, I'm afraid I can't do it right now, ma'am. I'm busy doing a very important task. Dad, you just messed up my game.
Well, boss, I've noticed some safety issues out in the warehouse. People, they're not wearing their steel-toe shoes. Some folks are listening to their iPods and they have earphones in while they're working on the forklifts. I just really think we have a safety issue going here. Could we discuss it? Boss? Boss?
Level 2 completed.
What? What? I guess the boss doesn't care. Oh well, hope nobody gets seriously hurt.
When I think of culture, I think of people gelling together, working together, getting along,
Okay.
and understanding their roles and their positions on the team.
All right, now I have a secondary
Cut!
question.
Oh.
That'd be too easy, Chris. All right, so do you think that having a positive office culture is related in any way to having a safe environment at work?
Yes.
In other words, are culture and safety related?
Yes.
All right, could you give me some examples or tell me how so?
I believe that a positive culture is the tone is set by the supervisors and the team, because people feel that you're very approachable. You get out, you care about people, you're approachable, you talk to them, you get to know them, get to know what they like, get to know what their dislikes are, and you show them that you care. And the only way you show by how you care is getting out, being with the people.
Okay, and how would you relate that to having a safe working environment?
You have people part of the solution. Okay, you have them bring you up their concerns because you'll get the best ideas from the people who are actually out there on the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Would you tell me what you think makes a safe working environment?
What makes a safe working environment?
Yeah, in your office or your warehouse or.
When everybody
Follows the rules.
takes their time and follows the correct procedures
Okay.
and doesn't get in too big a hurry. That's when accidents happen.
What about office culture? You know, if you have a positive, dynamic office culture, does that contribute or relate to safety at all?
No, I think it's better when you have a more
I plead the
dynamic-
Fifth Amendment.
As what would make the people be less motivated to be safe in their environment?
pressure.
Trying to get in a hurry, being
Yeah.
pressure, trying to get in a hurry
Yeah.
to get things done.
Why would they be in a hurry?
Most likely pressure from upper management to move more product in less time.
Okay.
Move more property.
I don't care how you fucking get it done. I want you to walk on water and don't disturb the fish.
Can't believe he made me do that. But if that's what has to be done.
You need a happy work environment where you actually see everything working together. If you see that it's only a 50% ordeal going on, then after a while you're going to get frustrated and basically stop. Caring's going to be one thing, work performance is another. Actually looking at what you're doing is going to be a safety issue because you're not paying attention and you end up getting hurt or hurting somebody else. If you're driving equipment, anything, helping a generator in his truck, not paying attention to what he's doing, bad things will happen. So, yeah, it all works coinciding with everything else.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
No problem.
Okay, Bernie, could you tell me if you think, well, tell me first of all, what is culture in your office? What does office culture mean to you?
Office culture to me is working hard and everybody is working and pulling together.
Okay, nice. Do you see any relationship between having a dynamic, positive office culture and safety? Are those things related?
It should be related. Everything what you have to do is safety related. You have to think safe first before you do anything else.
Okay.
You can set aside safety, and do your job. Safety is supposed to be there side by side.
Okay. If you have a negative office culture, like people are kind of moping around, can that affect the safety record negatively?
Absolutely, they are, because especially on the top management, some of them, they might think that safety is just kind of like a hindrance, but really safety is the primary thing that we need to do.
Okay.
You can set them aside.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. Can you think of any examples of how having a positive office culture or a dynamic, healthy office culture is that related to having good safety in your office?
Oh, yes. When you enjoy coming to work and everybody is go team and working together, it definitely makes you want to do your job and perform. And when it comes to culture, I've been there, the Debbie Downer, and I've now seen my ways and other ways, and it's definitely, you need to have a good attitude and more positive aspect in order to perform your job.
Okay. Thanks, Miss Tracy Kane. We appreciate your help. All right. Over and out.
Thank you all for attending the company picnic. I have good news. One of you today is going to get an Outstanding Achievement Award, while the rest of you get nothing. However, this is still teamwork. We still work as a team, because I like teamwork. Ha ha ha.
So, what are you gonna do to win that Outstanding Achievement Award?
Oh, I am the best employee here. But to be sure, I'm gonna slash their tires in the morning. That way they won't be able to come back to work, and I'm sure to win the prize.
So, what are you gonna do to win that Outstanding Achievement Award?
I'm gonna work as hard as I can and as fast as I can to please the boss. Also, I'm gonna set loose a tank of angry mosquitoes in the cars of my top competition.
So what are you doing to win the award this year?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna try. I mean, what's the point? People are not gonna work as a team, and it just really bums me out. And I can just see that slashing tires and shortcuts and things people are doing, someone's bound to get hurt, and I'm just depressed about it. I think I'm gonna call out sick tomorrow.
So safety is where people need to put personal issues aside and pay attention to what's going on around them. One of the big things is not honking the horn in the warehouse. A lot of times if we are walking in the warehouse, we're preoccupied with screening, figuring out what documents the customer might need, and possibly not paying full attention to the presence of forklifts because we're trying to keep an eye on the customers. So when people don't, maybe they assume something else and don't honk the horn, that does create a serious safety issue because pedestrians are not always familiar with working around forklifts in the warehouse.
Why do you think they're not honking the horn? Or is the horn broken on the forklift?
If the horn's not broken, I think that my perception is they feel it's perhaps elementary and that everyone should be aware, but that's why the horn is there, to make everyone aware. And it's just, sometimes the forklifts are going a little fast around some of the curves possibly, and it would be nice to have a heads up as a pedestrian in the warehouse that there's a forklift working in the area, and if it comes down to forklift versus pedestrian, the forklift unfortunately will win.
Every time, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you. So, Ms. Huffines, do you see a relationship between the culture in an organization and the safety in an organization, the safety level?
Absolutely, especially when you're working warehouse property and you physically try to move something you really shouldn't be moving, that can create some issues. When you're tasked with working a particular item, or you feel like you just want to get the job done and you try to do something that you shouldn't be doing because you're not physically capable, that can cause a lot of injury and unfortunately probably time off of work. So just being aware of what your capabilities are and not trying to do something that you're not capable of doing.
Hey, hi, guess what? Hey, Brian.
What?
Hey, guess what today is?
Oh yeah, I have a meeting today, the 20th, right?
Well, okay, it's nice that you have a meeting, but guess what else is today?
NFL preseason starts.
No, it's my birthday.
And?
Well, I just thought since we're such close coworkers that we would celebrate.
Oh yes, happy birthday. Here's your present.
You're giving me your work to do?
Yep.
Oh, I wonder what the boss would say about this.
Minimo!
Hi, boss.
Wait, Cindy, quit disturbing the workers and get back to work.
But it's my birthday.
You can talk about it during your lunch hour, but for now, get back to work! Goodbye.
When I say office culture, what does culture mean to you? Like having a good culture in your office, what does that mean?
Office parties, let's see here. Teamwork. That's the difference between safety and culture?
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, they probably go together.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If you have a negative office culture, like let's say people are, not communicating well and they don't honor the golden rule and they don't really respect one another, would that negatively affect safety? And how so? Could you imagine a situation in which work would be more unsafe?
Yes, I would. If anything, you would try to diffuse that type of a situation if you could.
It really is the interaction between all the people that work there. We make it fun.
Okay. Now, if you didn't have that interaction, would that affect safety? How is safety affected by the culture and the way people get along and whether they're motivated to come to work?
I think it's because people actually look out for each other. They help each other. Without that, I don't think people would take it as seriously. Maybe not care as much
About safety and following the rules?
Exactly. I don't think they'd be paying as close attention.
Nobody cares. It's my birthday. These people are so mean. Well, maybe some caffeine will cheer me up. I think I'll have some coffee. Oh, I almost slipped. I guess I spilled some, but I don't care. These people don't care about me. I don't know. I could put this wet floor sign here, but that's too much trouble. I think I'll just go have my coffee at my desk.
What do you think about office safety? Could you tell me our warehouse safety? What makes a safe working environment?
When everybody applies to the rules and regulations.
Okay. Sean, what do you think? What makes for a safe working environment?
Taking your time, doing your job, and
Good housekeeping.
just being aware of what's around you, surroundings.
Okay. What would motivate people to want to be more attentive or to be attentive to making sure they follow the rules and create that safe working environment?
If other fellow co-workers, they did it, I think it would make the other co-workers want to comply with the others.
What if the culture in the office is one of indifference and kind of apathy? Does that relate at all or affect safety? Could that affect safety?
Creates stress. Stress creates, you're not really aware of your, you're not concentrating on what you need to concentrate on.
Okay. So stress can have a negative impact on your safety. Okay.
Showing up Cindy was actually kind of fun, right? Let me get some coffee. Head hurts. I feel dizzy. Gotta get back to work.
Sheila.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think makes, what in your opinion makes for a safe workplace?
Oh, yeah. Put me on a spot. Thank you so much.
She did all of us.
Everybody got.
What makes for a safe work area? Office-wise?
Anywhere, in any aspect of what we do.
The environment, as in, are there loose cables laying across your path that you have to cross?
Okay.
Are there file drawers open that someone could fall over or back into? Are people using correct equipment if you need to get something that's taller than you are? Are you standing on a chair with wheels? Are you standing on a stepladder? Are you leaving doors and windows open that should be shut?
Do you see any relationship between office culture or culture in the workplace and safety in the workplace? Culture being, how we take care of one another, respect one another.
Yeah, because you
motivated.
should be watching out. If I'm leaving my area unsafe and you come into my area, you're the one that's going to suffer over that. I could be causing you injuries.
And if you just don't care,
If I really don't, if I don't care that I'm hurting my coworkers, I'm not respecting myself or my coworkers if I'm going to take that attitude.
When you walk around making everybody else feel bad for you, it kind of affects them to the point that they're not thinking when they're doing things, and it just could cause a safety issue because they're not thinking as they're doing things.
So maybe being distracted or minds on something else?
Exactly.
Could you give us an example?
Driving a forklift, going down the aisle, and you're thinking about other things besides what you should be thinking about.
Okay.
And you hit somebody, or you hit the wall, or something like that.
Uh-oh. What have I done? Can't tell the boss about this. I'd be fired on the spot. Oh my gosh, what have I done? What do you think you've done, Brian? Run into a low-bearing beam? I should tell the boss, but because the warehouse might collapse, but I'd be fired on the spot. Hope nothing happens.
What makes a safe work environment? I say educated and qualified employees, responsible management that emphasizes that employees are our most valuable resource, and being conscientious and informed of potential hazards.
Okay, and interesting that you mentioned employees being the most valuable resource, because that kind of segues into another question I have about culture in the office place. You know, when you have that feeling that you're valued and your opinions are listened to and people take care of one another.
Yes.
Do you see you do see a link there, since you mentioned that, I guess, between office culture and safety?
Most definitely. A lot of it relies heavily on management to make that a priority. Management can, number one, be proactive, and like you said, as far as hearing concerns from the employees and taking action on it.
Okay.
You know, and not settling for the scapegoat that there's no money, because our employees are valuable.
Okay, so there's a solution. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the budget. If you think outside the box, you can sometimes come out.
What is it, Cindy?
May I talk to you about something, boss?
Sure, what is it?
Well, I have a problem, and I was hoping you would be willing to help me out. I've been working 2 jobs. I've been really, really exhausted because my parents are sick and they're living with me, and my dog is sick and he's at the vet every day. My cat's been throwing up and he's at the vet. And, well, boss, I'm just tired. My kids are all over the place. I was really hoping just for a few months till I get everything straightened out. Would you let me work an alternative work schedule, boss, where I work 4 days a week and then have a 3-day weekend, just a couple of months until I get this all worked out?
Cindy, rules are rules. There is no flexibility. You have to stick to your schedule. Now get out of my office, or I will have you fired.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Liberty, hi. Liberty, what would you say makes a safe workplace? What contributes to a safe workplace?
Common sense.
Common sense. Could you give some examples?
Things like watch where you're going when you're walking. So don't be paying attention to your cell phone or everybody else around you.
No texting when you're walking down the stairs?
No.
I did that yesterday.
No, hold the handrails.
Okay.
Use common sense. Pay attention to your surroundings.
Okay. Do you see any link between having a positive office culture and safety?
I think people are more willing to speak up about what they see as potential hazards if they think it will be well received.
Okay. True, because if you
It's
feel like
very
you're not
true.
listened to, who's going to even bother to go say it?
Mhm.
You know?
or they'll complain amongst each other, but nobody talks to the people who can take action.
I think sometimes people are so stressed and they're so busy, they just don't feel like they have time to worry about a new solution, or like you said, that nobody's going to listen to them. And so if we encourage each other, that's part of the culture too. If we can encourage each other to, hey, you know what, it may be a rough day or a rough week or a rough month, but you know, we're in it together, and so that mutual support.
Well, sounds good.
Yeah.
Let me know how it
For
goes.
a good safety environment, people have to look out for one another.
Okay. And is that what would make people look out for one another?
I mean, I see always pedestrian traffic versus forklift traffic.
Okay.
The housekeeping.
Okay.
I say different things, you know, you just got to take care of each other.
When do we stop taking care of one another? What creates an environment that we just don't care anymore?
Well, I mean, I don't think it would get to the point where somebody would like hate somebody enough to let them get run over by something. So I mean, everybody's got to care to a certain extent, or at least for another man's safety and well-being.
Okay.
Or person, I should say.
What if you're not listened to at work? What if you feel like your leadership just doesn't care what you have to say?
They better listen to me. I'm the forklift.
Okay. So, Tracy.
You're videotaping?
No, I'm just getting it ready. I'm just getting it ready.
Concerning safety, God, you're.
Go.
We may, safety is no accident. Really.
Find out if
Seriously.
you think, well, when you say office culture, what does that say to
Oh,
you?
you videotaping me.
Oh, no, not really. Just a little, Chris. Hazards? Choking hazards.
Or a pineapple.
Would you like to demonstrate?
Choking hazards?
The ability, okay. Speaking of choking, look at this shirt, everybody. Okay, yeah, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Boo, yes, boo, yes, boo. Go LSU Tigers.
I don't care how you fucking do it. I want you in the water, and I want...
Don't worry, I'll be in the water.
All right, take two.
Wait, don't be
Okay,
coward.
no,
Wait, think first.
I'm editing. I'm totally editing. Totally.
Dude, choking. Maybe cappuccino will cheer me up. Oh my gosh.
You done drinking?
What is he doing with the whole scene? Evan, you're messing up the whole scene. Now we gotta start the whole thing over. You're not in this scene. Alright, Evan, you're not in this scene. Alright, now there's water all over the floor. Alright, take
You
two.
spilled it.
You go, girl.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, it looked to me like you're making a gesture, and I can't take that in the film. Sorry, I can't take it. What looks like you're flipping them off into the film. Okay, let's try again.
No, it's okay. Who's gonna see this?
Nobody.
Nobody. Come on.